Alright guys, so we're going to get right into it. I am going to prep my eyebrows and I'm using chamomile lotion. So this is the one I'm using, any brand will do. And I'm just going to use a disposable sponge. This one is really runny, so I'm just going to place it on my brow area. What this does, it mattifies the brow. I got this tip from at Beat by B. She uses milk and magnesia, but I'm not about that milk and magnesia life, so I'm just going to use my chamomile lotion, and I noticed it does work kind of the same way. So you want to make sure that dries completely before continuing. Alright, so to do my brows today, excuse my eating, I am hungry, okay? To do my brows today, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer in Brunette. This is what it looks like. So to conceal my brows, I'm going to be using Tarte Shape Tape, and I'm using the colors Tan and Deep. These two colors right here. Now, I'm going to mix them a little bit because tan is a little light. So what I'm going to do is just kind of mix them. You want to put a generous amount on around your eyes so that way the product glides smoothly. And that way you have more control. I'm just going to use a flat, any flat brush will do. This is what this one looks like. Alright, so we're going to take a beauty blender, a damp beauty blender, and we're going to blend out very carefully the concealer. So for the middle, I'm going to use a Sephora Pro Airbrush Detail Brush, number 57. I'm just going to blend out that middle section, which has dried down quite a bit because I got up many times because I forgot some things. And you just kind of like want to pat into the hairs a little bit, not too much. Alright, so the eye look that we're doing today has a little shimmer in it, so I don't want it to get all over my face. So I'm going to do my eyes first before the foundation. So what we're going to do is basically a natural soft glam look. It's going to be a white lid with a little shimmer, not a cut crease, okay? Okay, so I'm going to be using the Nubian by Juvia's palette, and I'm going to be using a mixture of this. It's not a yellow, but it's kind of yellowish color right here. And I'll be using a random fluffy brush. There's no name on it. It's completely rubbed off. Alright, so because we're doing like slightly nude cut crease, not cut crease, soft glam look, I'm going to be using the Juvia's Place Prep Prime Eye Primer. Now, this is the only one I have. I usually would use the e.l.f., but since I bought it, I'm going to use it. It does dry down quite a bit, so I kind of feel like it's alright. So the color, I have it in the shade 2. This is the product here. So the same brush that I went in between my brows with is what I'm going to use to apply. Just apply it little by little because you want to kind of stay on the lid. You don't want to really go past the crease. So I'm just going to apply it. Okay, then I'm going to take a Real Techniques setting, I believe it's a setting brush, and I'm going to blend it out with this. Alright guys, so what you want to do in this step is just keep applying the shadow until you have built it up to the level that you want it to be built up, until you can see it. And you just want to use pat in motions until you get there. It'll blend it out itself out naturally. All right, so the next shade I'm going to go in is going to be from the Saharan 2 by Juvia's, and it's going to be this this light brown color right here. All right, so the last shade that I'm going to be going in with for now is going to be coming from the same palette, and it's going to be that middle burgundy shade. So I'm just going to add back in a little bit of that second color just to kind of like lightly add it back in, because I don't want to completely lose any kind of browns in here. The same palette, I'm going to be going in with the dark brown color. I'm going to put a little bit on the outer edge. This color right here. I'm going to be using the same pigment from Juvia's Place, the same eye primer, to kind of clean up. I'm going to use that to clean up my space here so I can have a good base for the oh my god, the nude shadow. So we're just going to put that in the beginning very carefully. Just gonna tap that in to blend out the line a little bit more so that it's not a strong line. Diffuse the line, I guess is the right word to say. Alright, so I'm gonna be using this Violet Voss Pro palette, and there's a cream in here that I really love using. It's called Thanks a Latte. This is it right here. Use a flat shader brush, and I'm just gonna pat it in. Alright, so the same Violet Voss palette, they have a color called Teddy Bear in there. I'm going to use that just to darken around the edges a little bit to add some dimension to the exterior of my eye. The Juvia's Place shadow that I was using before, that brown, is just not quite dark enough. So hopefully this one is, I don't want to have to go to the Morphe palette because I know for sure that one will hit the spot. This is what the color looks like. Alright, so last but not least, we are going to, matter of fact, no, I'm going to do a wing first. My bad, I forgot about the wing. And I'm going to be using Inglot number 77 gel liner. Alright, so now we're ready to add a little shimmer. I'm going to be using the J. LaRue Cosmetics glitter in white diamond, and I'm just going to use a really small fluffy brush to apply that, because we're only going to apply it really to the beginning of the eye, and just kind of use the rest to kind of spread it throughout. Okay, so guys, this was not going exactly the way it was supposed to go. This glitter, or yeah, the shimmer was getting all over the place, so I ended up having to use some glue on my lid, so that way it would stick better. Also, for future reference, it's probably easier too if you put like a shimmer press shade first and then apply the shimmer. Okay. All right, so I'm going to be priming my face with the Emberly's Hydra Matte Emulsion. I'm also going to be going in with the Tarte Clean Slate, not Clean Slate, Timeless Smoothing Primer. This one that I use all the time. I'm going to let that dry a little bit. For foundation, I'm going to be using AJ Crimson mixed with NARS. So it's going to be NARS Macau, and I'm going to use AJ Crimson. This is the palette right here. I'm going to be doing a mixture of these two because I need it a little bit darker, so that way I kind of match my little tan that I got. Alright guys, so we're just going to pat that foundation in. I usually start from like where I have the foundation meeting with the other color, and then I start to just basically pat it in. We don't swipe, we don't do any of that. We pat in for full coverage. Also, I apologize in advance. This was supposed to be me talking, but somebody called me. For concealer, we're going to use the same colors that we use on the eyebrows, the tan and the, what was it again? Tan and Deep. Okay guys, so right now I'm placing the concealers where I want to place it. I'm starting off with a darker color first, then I'm going to go inside in the interior of underneath my eye with the lighter color. And I'm just basically cleaning up my liner as well. And then after that, we're going to blend it out. And I'm so sorry, I was on another phone call again, hence why I have to do a voiceover. Alright, so I've applied my concealer in the places that I want it to be. I'm just going to take my beauty blender so that could dry down a little bit, and I'm just going to tap out the foundation. Because I use a cream foundation, I have to make sure that this is blended in very well. I'm not doing contour, cream contour. I'm going to do powder contour because honestly, when I'm on a time schedule, I don't have time for cream. So I'm just going to tap out everything else but my under eye. And because the concealer hasn't had much time to sit, I'm gently tapping it out because I want to keep as much coverage as possible. So I'm gently tapping it out. The Real Technique setting brush, and I am going to use that to start blending out the inside section. And then I'll go in with my beauty blender after. Alright, so now we're going to set the face. What I am going to do is I'm going to set first with Laura Mercier Medium Deep, I believe. Yes, translucent medium deep powder. I know this is a darker powder for me, but I like to actually set with this powder because I kind of feel like it just gives me the perfect set that I want underneath my eyes. So you see my eyes are kind of light right now, but it's going to tone it down a little bit. Now, I would not do this on a light skinned person. Okay, so here I'm just applying the Laura Mercier translucent powder to sculpt my nose a little bit more, and I'm lightly adding that to the skin. I'm not pressing that in, so that way it's easy to brush off when I'm done. Alright, so now that that is done, I am going to now do my bronzer. So I'm going to bronze with two Morphe bronzers. It's the Glamour Bronze bronzers. This is the first one here. I'm gonna start with that one. That is Trail Blazer, and I'm gonna use a Luxie 66 Precision Foundation brush to do that. So this is a lighter color, so we're just gonna start it out as a base, because then I'm gonna go in with a darker color. What I love about these bronzers is they actually show up on darker skin tones. I struggle to find, besides the Fenties, I struggle to find bronzers that show up on the skin, on my skin. And the Fenty one is like more red. This is not as red. This is more like a neutral brown, which is what I like. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with the next color. It is called Leader. This is what it looks like. Using the same brush and just a little bit, we're just gonna put it right here at the base. Just to deepen that contour a little bit. Geez, that what I put in my hair is like ODing right now. All right, so I'm satisfied with the bronzer. Now I'm going to be going in with blush, and for blush I'm going to be using the Juvia's Place palette. I'm going to show you in a second. So it's going to be the Zulu by Juvia's, this palette right here, and I'm basically going to be mixing a mixture of the brown and the orange color, mostly the brown though, the brown on the top row, those two colors. I'm going to be using a blush brush. This is one of my favorites. This is a Morphe E4 blush brush. This is it right here. Light hand with this, because you know the shadows are very pigmented, Juvia's Place, so we're going to use a light hand. So I don't know how much of that video y'all didn't see because I didn't realize I wasn't recording. So this is where I'm at right now. I put mascara on. I did my bottom makeup underneath the bottom of my eye. I don't know what y'all missed at this point. I do apologize. So I'm gonna be setting my brows with the NYX Control Freak eyebrow gel. I'm telling you, I've been trying to record a video for way too many days now. Just been giving me pure trouble. So for highlight, I'm going to be using my favorite, of course, Stila Heaven's Hue highlighter in Magnificence. I'm going to be using the Real Techniques set-in brush that I use so many times for so many different purposes. You see how multi-purpose this brush is? So for lips, I'm going to be lining my lip with Chestnut and Cork by MAC. So Cork first and then Chestnut. So my lippy is going to be Max Lux Studios, which is a makeup artist. It is in the color Toya. Oh, shit. Okay guys, so this is the completed look. I have my wig on, honey. When I tell you, it was just so difficult to record this YouTube video, but I was pushing through. I'm like, I'm getting a video out. I don't care what happens, okay? So if you guys enjoy this look, please don't forget to like and subscribe down below. Hit your post notifications so you can know when I post a new video, honey. And let me know what you like about this look and what else you would like to see me post and record. Yes, honey. So that's the end of the video. I was in such a big rush, so I am now ready to go. You guys have a wonderful day, night, evening, whatever it is.